Hey, welcome back to the eForge podcast, where overwhelmed operators become empowered leaders and where we forge businesses, influence, and legacies that last. I'm your host, Cory Long. This past weekend, about a dozen entrepreneurs got together right here in Lubbock, Texas, and generated nearly 900,000 in quotes in 2 days. Let that sink in for a second. Now, this episode isn't about numbers. It's about what actually created them, because what happened in that room wasn't magic. It wasn't some new funnel. It wasn't a new ad strategy. It wasn't some secret tactic nobody else knows. It was something that's much simpler than that. And honestly, something most business owners are avoiding right now. So today, I want to take you inside of that room. What actually happened? What created the results? And why most people listening won't experience this unless they change something. So let's go ahead and dive in. Look, I want to talk to you a little bit about what we did. We brought a dozen people here to Lubbock. We were in a room. Actually, we were at our college ministry, The Well, where we actually did the conference. This was a working room. This was not about showing up and just rah-rahing and getting a little bit of tactics and strategies in that. This was a working room. You brought your computer, you brought a list, you set appointments, you sent out quotes, you contacted potential clients. That's what this was. This was a working room. We did do a Zoom for the rest of our eForge students and some AI Authority students. Look, whiteboards where numbers were being tracked in real time, conversations were happening while we were in the room, offers were being made and closed, by the way. We closed almost $40,000. Actually, no, they closed $40,000 in business while we were there that was collected. This wasn't passive learning. Follow-ups happened immediately. This was execution. You see, this isn't about knowledge. This is about actually taking action and doing the thing that we know we need to do. Most people hear those numbers and think, man, they must have had some kind of crazy strategy. Nope. No new funnel, no new ads, no new offers. Nothing we did was new. That's the part most people don't like to hear. They want to show up and they want to get some new something that's going to change their lives and some magic button or some magic offer or whatever, but that's not the way this works. They already know what to do. You already know what to do. You already know the contacts that you need to make. You already know the people you need to be talking to. You already know the offers you need to be making. You already know the way to do these things. Information is everywhere right now. You can go on any chat, GPT or Grok or Perplexity or Claude or pick one, Gemini, it doesn't matter which one it is. And you can get all the information you want. You can learn about anything that you want to learn about, but that doesn't mean you're going to implement. So what actually created the results? Look, there were 4 things that created almost 900,000 in quotes in 2 days. And here's the crazy part. One of the students left and he's quoted almost 600,000 by himself in just that past week, the week right after the event. That was outside of the 900,000 that we quoted. None of this was complicated. Look, let's break it down into these 4 things. First, we talked about conversations. They had 81 real conversations. Not likes, not comments, not I'll get to it later, actual pick up the phone conversations. Look, most people avoid the very thing that creates revenue in their business. They don't pick up the phone and make the phone call. So that's what we did, and we tracked it. 81 real conversations, and that's the ones that I know of. There were some that were on Zoom that I know I didn't get their numbers. Second, the environment. There's just something different about being in the room. The pressure, the energy, the momentum, hearing others getting calls, hearing other people ring the bell. We literally had a bell that when somebody would close a deal, they would ring the bell. When you're surrounded by people taking action, you take action. You are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with. You are the average of the 5 people that you give the most weight to. The people that you see every day. So are those 5 people driving you to success? Are they pulling you away from it? When you're surrounded by people that are taking action, when you're surrounded by people that are going in the same direction as you, when you're surrounded by people that want what you want, which we were surrounded by people that are kingdom builders, that are wanting to impact the world, that are wanting to do things for their family and their church and their ministries and all the things that they're involved in. That's what makes this place great, is getting in that room with the eForge students that all want to do something more than just create more money. Money's great, but it's just a tool. It's just a tool. So that's the first two. Number 3 is accountability. We tracked everything live on a scoreboard right in front of the whole room. You can't hide when your numbers are visible. We set a goal right from the very beginning. Every single student, okay, here's what I want to get this weekend. Here's what I'm shooting for. And based off of that goal is what we actually did. Now, some of you are not tracking your numbers. If you go on Shark Tank, what's the very first thing that they ask you? What's the numbers? How many sales do you have? How much profit is it? How much does it cost you to create it? What's your turnaround time? How many stores are you in? Right? Like, they want to know everything. How many visitors come to your website? They want to know your numbers. If you do not know your numbers, how do you know what to improve on? How do you know what to change? So are you tracking your numbers on a daily basis? Are you tracking the amount of conversations, the amount of actual appointments that you have? Are you tracking the amount of quotes that you send out? Are you tracking the amount of deals that you close so that you know this is kind of the pattern? And then you can go back and you can change, manipulate, make changes to your offer, your pitch, whatever it may need, so that you can actually get more people in the room and more things happening. Track your numbers. Number 4, speed. Not overthinking, not waiting, not let me think about it. They just took action. Did they have the exact right pitch? No. Did some of them use scripts? Sure. Did some of them have no idea what they were going to say when they got to the phone? Absolutely. You just got to take action. You got to go immediately. You got to go do the thing. We always talked about taking massive, imperfect action, and that is probably more true today than it has ever been. You have to go do the thing, because with AI and the way AI is affecting things right now, it speeds everything up. And if you're not actually racing to the finish line, if you're not actually taking action before it's ready, it's progress over perfection. That's what we did in the room. Because execution beats information every time. You can have all the knowledge. Like I said, you can go get any knowledge you want right now. You can go get any knowledge anywhere you want right now. And all of these different LLMs that are out there, you can hop on Chat or Claude or Gemini or Grok or whatever, and you can ask it anything you want, and you can get all the knowledge. But that doesn't mean anything. People have been buying knowledge for years. It's not like that's new. It's the execution that's going to make the money, the implementation of what they actually learned, which is what we did in the room. So let me show you the math. We had 81 conversations. So 81 conversations turned into 34 appointments. Out of those 34 appointments, they sent 39 quotes. Out of those 39 quotes, they sent $881,000 in quotes. From that, we had 4 deals closed immediately on the 2 days. 4 deals that were closed on the 2 days. I know of deals that have been closed after from those 2 days. So I haven't even added it all up to know how much has been closed past that. But that's business. That's the way it works, because it's just math, guys. Volume creates opportunity, but most people never get to the volume because they quit too early. They don't go do the work. They don't get on the phone. Sometimes you just have to go and you have to cold call. We had one student that literally showed up from Virginia. He won our Savage Award because he walks in the door the first day. He had called some people, had a few appointments. He was already done with all of that. He had no one else to call that was warm. We're in Lubbock. Like I say, he flew in from Virginia. We're in Lubbock. He makes a cold call, gets a guy on the phone here locally with a business. While he has on the phone, he says, "Hey man, I'll just come over there and talk to you." He leaves the sales competition, hops in his car, drives over to the location here in Lubbock. Drives over to the location, meets with the first manager. The first manager so excited about what he has and what he's doing that first manager then goes, hey, you need to go meet the general manager. And so they go to another location in town because there were 3 locations for this business. He goes to meet with the general manager. They talk about it and they decide they really would like to bring in his products. All from one cold call while at an event in Lubbock, Texas, flying in from Virginia, all because he just took action. So would that be you? Are you the kind of person that's taking action at a level in your business that's bringing the heat, that's going to get the quotes, that's going to get the deals? And no one's going to show up for you and do the thing. Like that doesn't happen. If you own a business, you're the one. The buck stops with you. So here's a real problem. Most business owners don't have a knowledge problem. They have an execution problem. They're avoiding conversations. They're waiting for clarity. They're overthinking every move. They're telling themselves they need one more strategy. Just give me one more time. Oh, I got to go buy that course. I got to go do that thing. Oh, I need to make sure I'm on that webinar. Oh, I need to make sure I need to watch that training video today. When the reality is they just need to move. They need to go have a conversation. They need to pick up the phone and go, hey, can I come over there and talk to you? They need to go have a lunch meeting, or they need to go have a coffee meeting, or they need to just go knock doors, or they need to do whatever it is that they need to do to get the business. They need to go network. They need to go show up at a B&I event or at a chamber luncheon, or they need to go show up at some other event or meetup that's happening in town. They need to go take donuts. I had one company that I worked for years ago that they would go buy carnations. And what they would do with their sales guys is we would take carnations around and we would give it to all the secretaries because they were the ones that ordered the product from us. And we would just show up with a carnation, which was super cheap. And the ladies loved it. And we'd walk in and give them a carnation and just say, hey, we just want to thank you for your business. Wasn't anything complicated, super simple. And it led to more business because we were in the room. We were having the conversations. We were doing the thing that we needed to be doing. Look, there's a parable, right, in scripture about talents, right? One was given 1, one was given 2, one was given 5. The talents weren't multiplied by them going and getting more information. The talents weren't multiplied by them going and joining a new training program. The talents weren't multiplied by them attending the local B&I group in Jerusalem, right? That's not what happened. They were multiplied because they put them to work, except for the one guy, right? The one guy didn't put his to work. He buried it. Some of you are burying your talents, not even realize you're burying it. And you're burying it, covering it with, oh, I need this new training, or I need this new thing, or I got to learn this new AI agent thing, or I got to learn this whatever. And you just keep burying it. You keep burying the talent, keep burying the talent, keep burying the talent, keep burying the talent, until eventually the talent's so buried that it isn't going to ever multiply. The talents were multiplied because they put them to work. I see this all the time. People are praying for increase, but not moving on what they've already been given. At some point, faith requires action. Scripture kind of says that, doesn't it? At some point, we've got to move. We've got to go have the conversation. We've got to go do the thing. So it doesn't matter if you own a boutique. It doesn't matter if you own a restaurant. It doesn't matter if you own a pool cleaning service or a metal building company, or you own some kind of corporation that does loans, or you're a realtor, or it doesn't matter. It does not matter. It does not matter right now what kind of business you're in. Every one of us has something that we can go do to grow our business, to move it to the next level. That requires action. So this event didn't change anyone's business maybe at the event. Yeah, they landed some deals, and yes, they quoted a bunch of stuff. It's what they do after, right? It's what happened after the event that Mark, whenever he got home, he went home and quoted another $600K on top of what he'd already quoted. Because momentum isn't built in a moment. It's built in what we repeat. It's built in what we repeat. It's built in the daily activities, the daily habits, the daily things that you're doing that are going to drive your business forward. Not in what you do, maybe one-time, one-shot deal. That's great. It's going to help some. That's why events are so powerful. They get some momentum. But if we go home and we don't do anything, if we don't take action when we get home, it doesn't mean anything. Dan Martell teaches about the 5 non-negotiables. We actually have added a 6th inside of our eForge group. We do 6 daily non-negotiables inside of our group every single day. And they have to do with more than just sales and all that. One of them has to do with health. One of them has to do with just learning. One of them has to do with our goals, making sure that we have the right focus, right? One of them has to do with us making sure that we get real with ourselves and go do the thing that we're supposed to be doing on a daily basis to get the word out about what we're doing. And then one of them has to do with reach outs. And then I added a sixth that's a spiritual discipline every day. So if you're listening to this and you want results, here's what I tell you to go do today. Go have 5 real conversations every single day. Like real conversations. Not sending out some blast or sending out text to people that you don't know. I'm not talking cold stuff that isn't real conversation. I'm talking real conversations. Go have 5 real conversations. Who do you know right now that could be that person? And I'm going to give you a challenge here in a minute. So make sure and hang with me. I'm going to give you a challenge here in a minute that you could go do today that could change your life. Go follow up with the old leads right now. So have the 5 real conversations today. Go follow up with the old leads that you have that are hanging around there that maybe you thought, oh, they didn't want anything. Quit making up stories. You don't know what they want. Maybe their lives changed. Maybe their situation's changed. Maybe they need what you have. They just don't know you even offer it anymore. Go make one clear offer. That's what we did at the event. We identified one offer that we were going to make. One offer. That was it. We weren't offering everything at the event. We were offering one offer. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no such thing. The ducks aren't going to align, guys. They're not all going to be walking in the same direction. They're just not. You don't need more information. You need more movement. You need to actually take action on what you already know. So go have 5 real conversations. Follow up with all your old leads. Make one clear offer and stop waiting for the perfect moment. And here's the challenge. Here's what I'm going to leave you with today. There's probably a $10,000 plus conversation that's sitting in your phone right now. There's somebody out there that could generate an extra 10K for you right now in your business. Some of you are like, I sell $50 widgets. Okay. You sell, right? A couple of hundred of those, a couple thousand of those, whatever it is, right? Someone that maybe you've been meaning to reach out to, someone who needs what you offer, someone who could move your business forward. Maybe they're a connector, maybe they're a networker, or maybe they're somebody that's so tied into the community or tied into what it is that you have around you that you could immediately get connected with them. And now all of a sudden you have access to their network. So I want you to think about that person. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it that's already in your network right now that could be a $10,000 plus conversation? Maybe it's somebody you've been afraid to reach out to and have the conversation because you're like, man, if I mess this thing up, it's going to be a one-shot deal. Well, that's just a story. You just made that up. That's not true. That's not true. It's just not true. Go have the conversation. Go ask them out for lunch. Go have a coffee meeting. Go take them for your favorite bagel or donut, right? Show up at their work with a box of donuts and say, hey man, can I have just a minute of your time? Who do you need to go talk to right now while you're on this? Like, I don't know if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple or YouTube or some other platform that you're listening to your podcast platform, right? It doesn't matter. Like wherever you're at, whenever you're listening to this, you could be listening to this 2, 3, 5, 10 months from now. Doesn't matter. This process works. Who do you know $10,000 conversation right now that's sitting on your phone or on your computer or somewhere where you could actually go have that conversation? It would be life-changing for your business right now. It would move everything in your business right now. Who is that person and why haven't you reached out to them? I want you to blow that excuse away and I want you to go take action. I want you to go call that person. I want you to go have a conversation with them. If it needs to be an in-person meeting, great. If you can have it over the phone, great. If you need to do it over Zoom, great. Guys, if you would consistently do this every day, go do your 5 reach outs every day. That's a part of Dan Martell's non-negotiables. 5 reach outs every day. The sales trainer, Ray Young, that was with us at the event, he does 15 cold calls a day, every single day. Does he have to do them? Is he in a place in his business that he needs the extra 15 phone calls? No, he doesn't have to do that. He chooses to do it because he wants to level up. He knows there's more because there's no ceiling to what he could accomplish, what he could actually generate and create out of his business. So for you, what is that $10,000 conversation that you need to go have? And maybe 10,000 is too small for some of you. Maybe you own large companies that have big, huge price points. Like I have students right now that have price points of 1.5, $1.6 million on some of the stuff that they just closed this year already. Great. Maybe that's the conversation you need to have. $10,000 just to get your brain kind of going, right? So who is it that you need to go have a conversation with today, right now, at this moment? Who do you need to pull your car over and have a conversation with? Who do you need to stop what you're doing and go have a conversation? Who do you need to literally take the moment? Maybe send them a voice text. Voice texts always get listened to. It's probably one of the easiest and fastest ways for you to communicate whatever it is. And if you don't know exactly what you need to say, that's okay. Just tell them, hey man, I was thinking about you. There's some ideas that I have about whatever this business is, right? Whatever the thing is. And I would really love it if we could sit down and have a conversation. I'll buy you lunch. I'll buy you coffee. I'll do whatever it is that I need to do to get in front of you to be able to have that conversation. Be brave. Be brave today. Don't hide your talent. Don't hide your talent under excuses, all the dirt that we stack on top of it. Don't do that. Don't hide your talent. Let's go use them. Let's go use our talents today. Look, if this episode hits you, here's what I want you to understand. You don't need another strategy. Yeah, I teach a bunch of them. I teach AI SEO. I teach AI search. We're going to be teaching AI agents soon. Like I teach a bunch of them. I teach how to go get clients. We teach sales strategy. We teach all that stuff. Most of you already have something that's really good. Most of you have a strategy, a tactic, or something that already works. You just need to act on the one that you already have. That's what you need to do. You just need to act on the one that you already have. If you would just take action on that, if you'd go reach out to the 5 people, if you just take action on the one strategy, one offer right now, today, how much business could you put in the bucket today? Some of you might be able to add tens of thousands of dollars to your bottom line this month. So if you're looking for an environment like this, the one that I just described, where execution is expected, accountability is real, momentum is built, that's exactly what we do inside the Entrepreneurial Forge. eForge isn't just about more information. Yeah, I teach every single week. I meet and teach my students every single week. And it doesn't matter what kind of business you own. I've got contractors in there. I've got guys that own brick and mortar stores. I've got guys that do land and they do real estate. I've got guys that own agencies like what I do. I've got a little bit of everything in there. I got people that still work in full-time jobs and they're building side hustles. Look, eForge is about building, scaling, creating, growing. It's about becoming the person that you can become so that you can do the things that God's called you to go do so that you can make impact on the world, whether it's your family, community, nonprofit, church, whether it's you going somewhere else in the world to go do missions work. Great. eForge is about creating results. That's what it's about. So if that's you, if you're one of those kind of people that you're like, look, I would love to be a part of a group like that, that's kingdom-minded, that's focused on the things that are eternal and not just right here in this world right now. Yeah, we want to do great things while we are here. We also know where we want to go and who we want to be with for the rest of eternity. So if that's you, reach out to me. eForge is one of those things that's open all the time. I'm taking in new students all the time, and I would love to have you. If this episode challenged you, encouraged you, or made you think differently about how you're showing up in your business, could you do these 3 things for me? Could you subscribe to the show on whatever platform that you're on right now? So subscribe on YouTube or Spotify, or maybe you're on Apple Podcasts, whatever it is. Subscribe to the show, leave a review. I would love to hear from you. What did you get out of this? What did you take away from this? Are you tracking your numbers? Are you doing the 5 reach outs? I would love to hear it if you take and go do the $10,000 conversation. Let me know. Let me know, how did it go? And share this episode with someone who needs to stop thinking and start moving. Guys, until next Thursday, keep forging forward. Stay aligned with your calling. Build with clarity, confidence, and conviction, because this is the forge where leaders are made and legacies are built.